Hi guys, TinaGale here, and I am back with a process video. This is the sketch from the scrap room, so you can join in on the challenges and win some prizes over there. And then the paper that I'm working with is from the Flavors of the Month kit for March, and this is Pink Paisley's Fifth and Monaco. So what you see here at the top is what comes in the Flavors of the Month, and then these bottom papers are some of the add-ons. So you get 2 extra sheets of paper in the add-on plus 2 extra cardstocks. So I've just showed you what was all in there, what I had to choose from, and then these are the papers that I narrowed it down to. So this collection is a lot brighter than what I normally scrapbook with. I like more of the muted tones and all of that. But when you see the photos, which you kind of got a glimpse of them, this collection, when I saw my daughter's jacket, I immediately thought of this and this paper here with the black and then these bright flowers. So it was perfect, and I just decided to go with it. So one way that I can work with these bright patterns that I'm not really used to is by using them in small quantities. But you're going to see in the end that it does take up quite a bit of the background. But I decided to work on the black cardstock, and then I have 2 different floral papers. I have this one that has all of the colors in it, and then I'm also going to use the one that's just the black and the white colors, or the flowers are drawn in black, so it's just black and white print. And then I had this one that was the polka dots with all the different patterns behind it, and I thought that would be a nice little transition. I really wanted all of the papers to be just high contrast and just bright and vibrant, because that's the way the photo is that shows her jacket and everything. So I'll talk about the photos in a little bit. So here I'm just trying to decide what papers I want where. And I've left the sketch off to the side so you can kind of see. So this sketch, when you look at it, you can definitely see the sketch in my layout. But you're going to see I use 3 photos instead of 2. And so all of the background pieces that I'm cutting here, I'm just stretching that design out. So that is one way when you look at sketches and you're like, well, I don't have 2 photos, I have 3. You can still make it work. Just adjust the pattern sizes behind to fit what photos and embellishments that you want to use. So I decided I wanted this black and white polka dot behind my photos. So I ended up in the end doing a couple of different things. I do matte the photos. They had a little bit of white on some of them, but not all of them. So I took the black and white pattern and I matted all of the photos, and then I cut this black polka dot just a little larger so that all the photos would fit on there. So that's a little bit different from the sketch, but it's still just lots of stacks of paper behind here. And I wanted just a little bit of movement to the photo, so I do lay them at a slight angle, not a lot, but a little bit. And then here you can see where I'm starting to load up the papers. And so in the sketch, it has the big band. So that is the same. I just chose the bright flowers for the big band. And then it had square pieces, 2 squares that were cut to kind of go behind the photo, but not completely behind the photos. So since I'm using 3, I wanted the papers to extend past those photos. So that's why this black and white, you're going to see a little bit of the black and white all around the photos when I get them on there. And then I used the black and white paper to separate it and the polka dot paper. I had it a couple of different ways. I really intended on it going on top of the band of paper, just like it shows in the sketch, but it covered up all of the bright flowers that I really wanted to show that really drew your eye into her jacket in the photo of her. So I decided to just tuck them behind the band of paper. So that's another thing. Just because it's on top, if it doesn't work with the papers that you choose or the photos that you're using, then don't be afraid to put it behind the paper. But just, but the general outline is the same as the sketch. So just think outside the box there. Don't get tied to the sketch. Make the sketch work for what you have. So after I got those papers on, it was like, ugh, it really needed something. So I had the branding strip that has the stripes, and there's a little bit of pattern in it from the flowers. So I just used it up underneath that, and then it was so close to the flower paper, I knew I needed something else. So on the sticker sheet, there was this black polka dot scalloped, and I really wanted to use it from the very beginning, but it didn't show up without that striped paper underneath. So once I put that on, I could go ahead and use that black polka dot scalloped, and to me it just really grounded the design and just made it pop even more, and it brought the black from behind the photos to the forefront as well. So now I'm on to embellishing. This collection has these gold phrase puffy stickers, which I love. And so I actually got my title out of it. So I have real life snapshots, or snapshot, at the bottom. So it's going to tie all into the journaling. And then I just picked out a few embellishments. This is probably the least embellishments I have used in I don't know how long. I just had this little black square that says "Loving This Life," and I just wanted a little bit of something over here, and that was just enough to kind of make it pop, and we were good. And then there's these little butterflies. So I got a couple of the butterflies in the clusters. And then on the sketch, it shows this little cluster down at the bottom right with just strips of paper. So in the end, I just took, it was, I think it was another branding strip. I don't know, or it might have been no, it was the paper that has all the strips of different colors. And I love the black and the gray diagonal stripe. So I just cut a piece of it out. You can see here I was looking at the different pinks. I thought that's what I wanted, but nope, it didn't really work. So I wanted this black and gray. And this was just a scrap I had off, so it was plenty big for my little strip, my little banner. So I cut it, and you can see I started to cut a couple of others, and they just weren't working. So the one I found that I liked was the black and white floral. I felt like it brought the florals in without being too awfully bright, so I'm going to use it and the gray diagonal stripe. And then that little phrase sticker says "right here, right now." I'm going to put it in between, and that's going to kind of finish that little strip down there. I do add a little puffy heart, and I put the date down there on top of it. The other great thing about this layout is you have to either put your journaling on strips of paper or something and adhere it, or do it with a white pen. And it's been a long time since I worked with my white pen, and I'm always afraid because my white pens don't always last and they dry out, but it worked perfectly. So I put my journaling up at the top, and it was just telling the story of she wanted to get these piercings on her ears, and she was thinking that she needed to call me and talk to me about it and get my permission. And then she realized, wait, I'm an adult. I don't have to call mom and ask anymore. So she didn't tell me until the appointment was set and she was already on her way. But then she told me what she was doing, which I just think is hilarious. So here you can see I've added the little puffy stickers, and that was done. So here's the sketch. Please come on over to the scrap room and play with this. This is the flavors of the month where I pulled my product, and another still shot of my layout. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you're getting your scrap on, and I will see you really soon. Bye-bye.